Hi, welcome to our channel of IGNOU Audiobooks, Indira Gandhi National Open University School of Health Sciences, SOHS. Certificate in Geriatric Care Assistance, CGCA. BHT 007 Special Needs of Geriatric Assistance. Block 1 Hygienic Need of the Geriatric Patient I. Unit 2 Bathing Guidelines. 2.0 Objectives. At the end of this unit, you should be able to explain personal hygiene, describe different types of bath, explain importance and purpose of bath, describe the care of back and skin after bath, discuss the qualities and role of AGCA in maintaining hygiene, and describe washing and cleaning. 2.1 Introduction. In this unit, you will learn about personal hygiene, role of geriatric, importance of bathing and determinants, different types of bath, explain the importance of bath, list the determinants of bathing. You will also learn about qualities and role of geriatric assistant in maintaining personal hygiene and describe the cleaning and disinfection. Assistant in providing bath to elderly. 2.2 Personal hygiene. Personal hygiene refers to maintaining cleanliness of one's body and clothing to preserve overall health and well-being. In geriatric patients, i.e., aged above 65 years, their skin is drier than any other age group. In reality, aged people also want to be attractive to others. Considering this psychology in mind, it is very important to take care of their personal hygiene needs on a daily basis. It involves a number of activities like bathing, washing hands, cleaning teeth, changing into clean clothes, etc. There are a number of circumstances that may affect an individual's ability to maintain personal hygiene, and old age is one of them. Hospitalized patients, and in particular those who are bedridden, may become dependent on someone else to carry out their hygiene needs. Assisting old age patients to maintain personal hygiene is a fundamental aspect of patient care in the hospital. The aged patient's level of energy, level of cognition, and the patient's overall level of health are also factors that can both positively and negatively impact on the patient's hygiene practices and routines. Geriatric patient may take bath indecently in the bathroom or may require help deepening on the condition. When aged patients require help to maintain their personal hygiene, it is always important to schedule this care according to their preference of time. Self-care. Aged patients can carry out their bathing by themselves, as partial care patients can be taken to bathrooms where they need some assistance with body areas that are difficult to reach. Dependent care. Aged patients require full assistance with all aspects of bathing. In those cases, a complete bath is given at the bedside or the aged patient can be wheeled to bathroom for bathing. Special considerations in the very elderly. They can be in poor health and less mobile. Many people in this group have osteoporosis or low bone density and a high fracture risk. Visual impairment, lack of adequate vision, blackouts and impaired cognition, impaired balance and muscle weakness, slow walking, use of medications that can cause dizziness and drowsiness, multiple drug therapies. 2.3 Types of bath. There are mainly two types of bath: routine cleansing bath and therapeutic bath. A routine cleansing bath. Cleansing baths are routine patient care baths given to maintain daily personal hygiene of an elderly client or patient. Various types of cleansing bath are as follows: complete bed bath, Partial bath. Self-help bath. Bathroom bath. Tub bath. A complete bed bath is one that is given in the bed to the patient by a geriatric care assistant, GCA, or another member of the healthcare team. A partial bed bath is one that is given in the bed, like the complete bed bath, but the patient only needs the assistance of the geriatric care assistant or another member of the healthcare team. The elderly patient themselves is able to perform some or most of the bathing tasks. For example, the hospital staff member may only have to collect and present the elderly patient with the necessary supplies and equipment or wash the patient's back. A tub bath is a bath that the patients are usually able to take themselves, but they may still need assistance, such as getting in or out of the tub or shower, so it is important for the hospital staff member to be available and present to help the patient as needed. Self-help bath does not require any assistance from hospital staff, whereas bathroom bath can be taken by patient himself, but GCA needs to be present for assistance. B. Therapeutic bath. Following are the types of therapeutic bath. 1. Sitz bath given for decreasing pain and inflammation after perineal surgery or to relieve pain in case of hemorrhoids. A tub is used and the patient is asked to step into the tub. The bottom part is soaked into the hot water for 15-20 minutes to relieve pain and congestion. While giving a sitz bath, one should be aware of their knee joint movements limitations. 2. Hot water bath given to relieve muscle spasms. 3. Warm water bath given for smoothing effect. 4. Cool water bath to reduce fever. 5. Oatmeal or Aveeno bath to soothe irritated skin, softens and lubricates dry scaly skin. 6. Cornstarch bath to reduce itching and irritation. 2.3.1 Importance of bath. Bathing is an important intervention to promote hygiene and comfort. 4. An elderly bathing enhances his self-image and confidence. It refreshes and relaxes, eliminates body odor, removes dirt, oils and dead skin cells, and stimulates blood UW circulation through the body. Good blood UW2. The skin helps to keep the skin healthy. A back rub, which is often provided as part of the bath, stimulates blood UW to the skin as well. A range of motion exercise after bathing will help in restoring the functions of bones and muscles. It is always necessary to ask about the person's choice of bathing. A. Purposes of bath. To remove transient microorganisms. To remove body secretions. To remove dead skin cells. To stimulate blood circulation. To promote a feeling of well-being. To enhance self-esteem. To eliminate bad odor. To relieve fatigue and induce sleep. To enhance self-image and confidence in elderly. B. Need for care to private body parts of patient. Some body parts needs special attention like perineum, area between thighs, care, skin folds like between female breast and abdomen, between buttocks and genital care for men. Perineal care is done with the bed bath, shower or tub bath, and it is done more often for patients affected with incontinence, involuntary passing of urine, and diaphoresis, excessive sweating, for example. Special perineal care is given to patients with an indwelling urinary catheter. 2.3.2 Selection of type of bath. Before deciding type of bath, assess the elderly patient's ability to perform their activities such as personal hygiene, mobility, ambulation, toileting. Personal care like grooming, dressing, and eating. E.g., some elderly patients will not prefer taking bath on a bed, some will prefer bath before eating breakfast, etc. A bath is always decided according to patients' comfort and convenience. Appropriate water temperature before patient checks in. Bathing should be a comfortable and soothing activity for an elderly person. Temperature of bathing water should not be very cold or too hot. Check the temperature of water with the help of your own skin. If a thermometer is available, check with thermometer and it should be 46 degrees Celsius. If burned, then elderly people are at a high risk for developing bacterial infections in their burns. Burns can also cause a loss of mobility and can cause dehydration and scarring. If the person is able to check for the temperature, he can decide the water temperature. Bathing patients with skin lesion and rashes. Clean the wound with either warm saline or water to flush the wound and remove any debris or residual pus. The surrounding skin should be patted dry, taking care not to cause further injury. A barrier cream, e.g., Dimethicone 5%, can be applied as appropriate to prevent the surrounding skin breaking down due to periwound. Moisture. There is no single dressing that is recommended for all skin lesions and rashes. The choice of dressing will be according to the advice of a treating doctor. Dressings should be left in place for several days to allow the skin flap to adhere. Bathing should not disrupt the skin flap. Increased pain may indicate that the patient's wound has become infected. If the patient is at increased risk of infection, e.g., the patient has diabetes or has a history of skin infections, a topical antimicrobial cream may be used. Topical antibiotics or antiseptics should not be routinely used for wound management. Before giving a shower bath, close the windows or turn up the heat to keep the room warm. While giving the bath, fill the basin with warm water. The temperature of the water should not be higher than 115 degrees Fahrenheit, 46 degrees Celsius, using a bath thermometer. If you do not have a bath thermometer, it should be comfortably warm to your elbow. The water will cool to a lower temperature by the time it touches the person's body. Put the soft blanket over the top sheet that is covering the person. Pull back the top sheet to keep it from getting wet. Help remove the person's clothes. The blanket will keep the person warm and give him privacy. During the bath, keep the person covered with the blanket as much as possible. 2.3.3 Post-bath care. You need to do following after batch of the any old person. Replace the patient's personal clothing and belonging. Change the bed linen. Remove the bath blanket and put it for washing. Ask the patient for his comfort and any other needs. Examine the fingernails and toenails, refer to nail care. Comb and arrange hair, refer to hair grooming. Make the patient in comfortable position with proper body alignment. Take all articles used to the utility room. Wash basins and wash clothes to be cleaned with soap and water. Arrange the articles at proper places for next use. Send soiled linen to the laundry. All furniture in the room should kept back in proper places. Wash hands and record the procedure. Put on bed railings back to position to prevent fall. 2.4 Care of back and skin after bath. This section will discuss about the care of back and skin after bath in an elderly person. 8. Back care. Offer an elderly patient back rub after bathing to stimulate circulation and Relieve stress. Elderly patients who are prone to develop bed sores must be provided a back rub after bed bath and every 2 hourly. Advantages of back rub are given below. Back massage also helps in relieving stress and enhancing comfort. It also stimulates blood circulation. Back massage helps in rest and sleep. It also helps in preventing bed sores, relaxes muscles and relieve fatigue. There are many ways to provide a stress-relieving back massages. Back massages can be given in different positions like sitting position, side lying position and prone position, face down. Take some oil in cupped hands and rub together to bring into room temperature. Stroke with both hands from buttocks towards shoulders and back. Again to buttocks. Repeat the same step for 8 to 10 times. Cover the shoulder and neck area. Back rub can be given using palm circles. Place one hand on other hand, arms extended, moving up and down. Covering neck and shoulder is another way of doing. B. Care of skin. I. Drying patient effectively to prevent skin breakdown. Moisture-associated skin damage is common in bed-bound elderly patients if not taken care of. It is caused by prolonged exposure to various sources of moisture like urine, stool, perspiration, wound exudate, mucosa, and saliva. In order to prevent skin damage due to moisture-associated skin lesions, the geriatric caregiver has to gently pat dry or blot dry the elderly patient after a bath or shower. Careful examination of skin folds and looking for presence of moisture will help in prevention of damage to the skin. Apply a liberal amount of moisturizer, preferably fragrance-free. Moisturizer will help in age-related dryness of the skin. Avoid overwashing with harsh soaps and overusing of alcohol-based products such as sanitizers and cleansing agents that are drying to the skin. 2. Checking patients' skin after bathing. Patients who are old and bedbound can develop skin damage due to impaired circulation, emaciation, lowered vitality, obesity, and edema. The skin contact with moisture for a period of time can lead to maceration of the skin. After giving bed bath to an elderly patient, it is recommended that one should inspect patient's skin for redness, discoloration, or blister on the pressure points. Check for direct pressure areas as cushioning is lost over the bony prominent areas. Observe and report immediately any reddened, pale, swollen, or darkened areas of the skin. Make sure the person is in good body alignment. Use appropriate positioning aids when needed. Use pressure-reducing devices, for example, pressure-reducing mattress pads and heel and elbow protectors, as ordered to relieve pressure and protect skin. If an elderly person uses hairpins or barrettes to style the hair, make sure these items are removed when the person's head is resting on a pillow. In order to prevent friction and shearing injuries, take care of medical equipment from rubbing against the person's body. Make a tight, neat, wrinkle-free bed. Pad supportive devices such as splints. Ensure that shoes and socks soothe correctly. Check for skin changes under skin folds, especially under breasts and under the folds of skin on people who are overweight. Position the person so that air circulates around the person's arms and legs to keep skin from touching skin. Moisture-prone areas to be washed, rinsed, and dried thoroughly, especially in areas where skin meets skin. Check people with incontinence, involuntary passage of urine, at least every 2 hours and keep their skin, clothing, and linens clean and dry. Have the person wear moisture-absorbing clothes made from natural fabrics such as cotton. Prevent poor circulation by elevating the person's arms and legs. Provide gentle massage. Observe the person's skin frequently and report any changes to the nurse. If the person is able, assist the person with transferring out of bed and walking. Note, a well-balanced diet, adequate amount of water intake and 2-hourly change of position will help in prevention of skin damage. Among bed-bound patients, range of motion exercises are recommended to maintain the functions of joints and muscles of an elderly. 3. Documentation. Document the care given along with any findings noticed, time and date. In case any damage to the skin is noticed, report to the nursing officer on duty and the physician so that steps may be taken as early as possible to prevent further damage. 2.5 Type of washing and cleaning. A principle which is being used during patient care is called cleanest to dirtiest. It says that always starts with clean area and move towards more dirty area. If done otherwise, you are tend to bring more infection to the cleaner areas. For example, face is cleaned first before chest and abdomen. Eyes are cleaner and cleaned first before moving to other areas of face. Perineum, area between thighs, is cleaned last after cleaning all other parts of the body. A. Cleaning and disinfection procedures. After completion of the procedure, some articles need cleaning, while some articles need disinfection. Cleaning involves washing with soap and water. Disinfection is the process by which number of microorganisms is reduced by cleaning the articles with disinfectant agents like Dettol and bleach solution. Take the trolley to the washroom. Dispose of all used disposable items. Disinfect the items with Dettol or bleach solution. B. Putting soiled linen in laundry bag. During and after the bed bath procedure, a lot of waste is generated. It's caregiver's responsibility to segregate the waste for disposal and reuse. Patients' clothes should be handed over to the relatives or can be sent to laundry depot for washing. The items which are being sent for laundering should be labeled with patient's name and room no. Hospital linen like bed sheets should not be thrown on the floor. It should be sent to hospital laundry depot. Disinfection of hands. After the procedure, dispose of gloves in the red bag and wash your hands properly. 2.6 Qualities and role of geriatric care assistant. Providing care to the geriatric patient needs sincere and honest dedication. The quality of the care must be good and with standard norms. The care provider must know the role of geriatric care provider. A. Qualities of geriatric care assistant, GCA. Do wear a clean, pressed uniform, clean shoes, and your name badge in accordance with your employer's policies. Do bathe or shower, shampoo your hair and brush your teeth regularly. Do keep your nails short, filed smooth, free of polish, and clean. This helps to prevent accidental scratches when you are providing care and is also important for infection control. Do keep your hair neatly styled and pulled back from your face. Do keep facial hair trimmed and neat. Do try to select a uniform style that will cover tattoos if it is possible. Don't wear excessive makeup. Don't wear excessive fragrance or perfume. B. Role of geriatric care assistant, GCA. Assisting a patient from bed to bath and back. Assist the patient and talk to the patient about bed bath Check for the items available. Prepare a trolley for gathering all items needed. Provide him bedpan urinal before start with bathing. Take care of privacy. Close all windows and curtains. Explain procedure whenever it is required. If the person has been lying down in bed, allow him to sit on the edge of the bed with his feet on the floor for at least 2 minutes before continuing. Help the person to put on the bath towel and footwear. If the person is using an assistive device for walking, make sure it is positioned properly. If the person is using a walker, it should be positioned directly in front of him. 2.7 Summary. An elderly person's skin loses elasticity and thickness. Their skin is dry and flaky due to reduced oil production. The mechanism of sweating is also diminished. Aging spots are more visible and prominent on their body. Cleansing the entire body of an elderly patient who does not have physical and/or mental ability to bathe by himself is called a bed bath. There are different types of bath, but ability of the person is considered. The type of bath. Intact skin being the first line of defense for the body. Against injury and diseases, it is necessary to keep the skin clean. Bed. Bathing should be considered as a team work in which the elderly person has the captain's role.